The water cycle. What is the water cycle? The water cycle is a path that all water follows as it moves around Earth in different states. Liquid water is found in oceans, rivers, lakes, and even underground. Water vapor, also known as gas, is found in the Earth's atmosphere. Water can be found all over Earth in ocean, on land, and in atmosphere. These pictures are about all the water cycle and its steps. Who found out about the water cycle? Bernard Paisley, the first published thinker to assert the rainfall alone was sufficient for the maintenance of rivers was Bernard Paisley, who is often credited as the discoverer of the modern theory of the water cycle. How did he find out about it? Paisley was the first person to consider the water cycle. He wasn't very smart, so he had to rely on his opinion most of the time. When he observed some coastal areas, he found out it had salt water and fresh water. He presumed the fresh water was coming from rainfall. What are the steps in a water cycle? Evaporation. The water cycle starts with evaporation. It is a process where water at the surface is turned into vapor. Water absorbs heat energy from the sun and turns into water vapors. Water bodies like the oceans, the seas, the lakes, and the river bodies are the main source of evaporation. Through evaporation, water moves from hydrosphere to atmosphere. As water evaporates, it reduces the temperature of the bodies. Condensation. Condensation is a process by which water vapor in the air is changed into liquid water. In other words, the water in the air, a gas known as water vapor, from your hot shower cooled when met the surface of the cold mirror. This caused the water vapor to condense and turn into its liquid form. What are the steps in water cycle continuation? Precipitation. Precipitation is rain, snow, sleet, or hail, or any kind of weather condition where something's falling from the sky. Precipitation has to do with things falling down, and not just from the sky. It also happens when chemical reactions. It also happens in chemical reactions when a solid settles from the bottom of a solution. Transpiration. Transpiration is a process where plants absorb the water through the roots and give them off water vapors through pores in their leaves. An example of transpiration is when a plant absorbs water in its roots. Surface runoff. Surface runoff is water from rain, snowmelt, or other sources that follows the land's surface and is a major component of the water cycle. Runoff occurs on surfaces because before reaching a channel is called the overland flow. A land area which produces runoff draining to a common point is called a watershed. Why do we need the water cycle? The water cycle is important to all life on Earth for many reasons. All living organisms require water, and water cycle describes the process of how water moves through the planet. Plants wouldn't grow without precipitation. Plants wouldn't grow without I said it twice. Infiltration of water filters and cleans out water. Glaciers, ice, and snow act as stores of fresh water for both humans and other organisms. Runoff contributes to rivers, other freshwater bodies, and eventually the ocean, sustaining fresh water and marine life. All processes of all processes all processes all these processes sustain life and create the ecosystem around us. Some organisms are very sensitive to changes in water, as, in the water cycle. A prolonged drought can destroy a population of plants or certain salamander species, and salamander species may require a set amount of soil saturation in order to avoid destination. Summary: water cycles describe how water evaporates from the surface of the earth, rises into the atmosphere, cools and condenses into rain or snow in clouds, and falls again to the surface as precipitation. The cycling of water in and out of the atmosphere is a significant aspect of weather patterns on Earth. Step 1: Evaporation. The water cycle starts with evaporation. Condensation. As water vaporizes into water vapor and rises up in the atmosphere. Precipitation, transpiration, and surface runoff.